One of my New Year's resolutions earlier this year was to get rid of a bunch of clutter. But as I quickly discovered, my first day of the year, I got rid of a bunch of stuff. But it wasn't long before I accumulated more stuff. It seems like the more I get rid of stuff and the more space I have, the more easy it is to accumulate stuff. All of a sudden, something that I would have thrown away, now that I have space, I accumulate. And this is a big problem of mine that I've had since as long as I can remember. My first memory of this problem was when I was in fifth grade, and one day I was sitting in a class that was kind of boring. It was a math class. I was ahead of my peers in math, and it was one of those classes that I could literally just daydream through the class without any consequences. And I started to think about how my mom was upset about the condition of my bedroom. I had a lot of clutter in there, and I started to daydream, oh my god, when I get home I can get rid of a bunch of stuff because there's not that many things that I need. I started to think about just what I had in the bedroom that I actually needed to keep. I obviously needed to keep the bedding. I might have wanted to keep my stuffed animal. And then I started to think about my school materials, probably. And then I couldn't think about much else. I thought, oh my god, everything else could go. And I started to daydream about how clean my bedroom would look. It would look like almost like a new home or even a hotel room. And I started to daydream about that. And it wasn't until I got home, the whole day I just got really excited. It kind of helped me get through the other classes that I wasn't so passionate in, and so it was very good. But I got home and I quickly discovered to my dismay there wasn't much I could get rid of because a lot of things had sentimental value to me. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I remember just being dismayed that even though I thought I only had these things, it was a lot more than I thought I did. And I carry that problem to this day. For example, sometimes I get really excited, especially when I'm away from home. Anytime I go on vacation, I'll start to daydream. Oh my God, there's not too many things I need. Look at it. I'm here on vacation. All I have is my computers and my camera. I love to view outer space. I have a camera that zooms into 40x. And then I think, oh my God, if I can go 2 weeks with only this stuff, I could probably get rid of most of the stuff I have at home. And of course, I get home and I realize that there are a lot of things with sentimental value. Earlier today, I was trying to clean out my car and I opened the trunk, and to my dismay, I discovered that there weren't too many things I could get rid of because, for example, I had a piece of cardboard that I had collected many years ago when I was viewing the solar eclipse. Somebody held a piece of cardboard saying they were selling these eclipse glasses for $6 a pair. And at the end of the eclipse, he gave me the piece of cardboard for free. He could have sold it to me for something probably. He made a fortune on the glasses, but didn't think that the piece of cardboard would become an antique. So whatever the case is, I took it, and now it's a piece of clutter in my car trunk. And, I lived in my car for some time and there's a sleeping bag in there, but I don't want to get rid of it. Because one night I had a girl that I had met online. She and I went to go out to view a space event. We had the moon and Venus in conjunction. It's not a very rare event. It happens basically once a month. But she and I went out to the edge of town to view it because there's a lot less light pollution. And we stayed the night there, and we stayed inside that sleeping bag. And even though that sleeping bag is all torn up now and I have a new one, I don't want to get rid of the old one. And this is a theme that I've had basically for as far back as I can remember, ever since I was in fifth grade, probably even earlier than that. I just didn't recognize it until I wanted to clean my room that day. And every time it's especially acute every time I want to move somewhere. I live in Seattle right now, but I may move somewhere else. It's another story for another video. But every time I move and I think, oh my god, I only have this and that and this and that, and then I go to pack, it's a whole new story. I was actually just thinking about going home to see my family. They're in the East Coast, and I was debating whether I should drive or fly there. I mean, it sounds crazy to drive there, but every time I go home, my parents are very reluctant to lend me their car. I'm kind of reluctant to use it as well because I don't want to take the blame for anything that could go wrong with their car. And it's just a huge hassle to not have a car where they live. They always tell me, oh, we'll take you wherever you want, but I kind of need privacy as well. And it's worth it to drive 5 days each way just to avoid that conflict for me. Um, but as I was thinking what I could pack into the car, I kind of mentally budgeted half of the space in the car just for useless shit, and only budgeted the other half for my computers, my camera, and books that I need for my to prepare for my job. And I only budgeted half of the space for the actual stuff. The other half was just for junk. And it just makes me realize that how we value things in terms of sentimental value. There was a time in my life where I actually hoarded junk for stupid reasons. When I was, 2008, when I was 21 years old, we had 8 years of serious inflation here in the United States where I live. Gasoline prices had quadrupled during that time. It was $1 when I was first learning to drive, and then a few years later it was $4. Gold and silver had gone up significantly. Copper, people were hoarding copper coins. And at the time I didn't have a whole lot of money to invest. So what I would do is, when I was going to college, and professors would throw out old books, and I would just take them home because I thought just having scrap paper was better than nothing because the dollar was going to be worthless in a couple of years. I kind of extrapolated a little bit because, we had gas prices go up 4x in like 5 years. If they go up 4x in another 5 years, and then another 4x in another 5 years. I remember thinking those old textbooks would be worth more than dollar bills. And so I kind of hoarded for that reason. It was stupid, and I kind of carried that habit into other things in my life. Nowadays, it's more the sentimental value. Another reason I sometimes hoard is I kind of feel guilty about putting things into the landfill, and I just want to find a better home for some of these things. Even that sleeping bag that's all torn up. Oh, I don't know. Somebody might find better value to that than to have it sent to a landfill. And of course, the end result is I turned my car into the landfill. But anyways, I wonder what's the craziest thing you've ever held sentimental value to, and what's the funniest story you've ever had about your place being filled with more clutter than actual material stuff. Leave a comment if you have something like that. Thanks for watching.